Today we'll be looking at psychological safety, which I believe, and the research backs up, is one of the strongest enablers for high performance in teams. And with teamwork being such a constant feature around us with so many cross-functional teams, it is vital to understand what is psychological safety and how can we create it. I'm Aviva Berzon and I'm the lead learning consultant in the Organisational Learning Group at Melbourne Business School.
Tell me, Aviva, psychological safety is something that Google have looked at closely. What did they learn?
The question that Google wanted to really unearth was, what are the team norms that lead to high performance? And where they landed was actually with the research of Amy Edmondson, who back in 1999 developed research around the area of psychological safety. Because what they recognised in those teams that were high performing, the most outstanding teams in the organisation, was that there were two features common to those teams. It was equity of communication, so people taking turns in their conversation, which didn't mean that in one meeting everyone would speak in equal amounts. It was across the board, on average, everyone had an equal opportunity to have their voice heard. And number two was emotional sensitivity, or what we know as empathy. Meaning, if somebody is looking distressed or upset or shutting down, people in the team are looking out for the body language, the cues, the signals that somebody or parts of the team are not engaging or not feeling good and are paying attention to those feelings.
Why is psychological safety so important to working in teams?
In my world, the way I define an effective relationship or interpersonal connections is relationships that deal well with difference, which doesn't mean it's all polite necessarily. I mean, it's lovely if it's polite, but you might actually have teams where people don't even like each other, but that's okay if you can have enough respect and trust to allow the ideas to emerge. And the way to do that is to make it okay to say something that's wrong, potentially, that people disagree with, that's controversial, that might rock the boat a little bit. And then you can get the different thoughts from different people who have very different lenses. And that is where you get diversity of thought and ultimately innovation, because fresh ideas emerge through those sorts of conversations.
What can leaders do to create an environment where psychological safety is normal practice?
You do have to go slow to go fast. And by go slow, I mean slow the cadence of the teamwork down enough to create the opportunity to have those conversations. And whether that's at an offsite, at a team planning session, or online, there is really nothing stopping managers and leaders from changing a team meeting from being around the task, let's look at what projects we have going on, what clients we're working on, and how we're progressing, to saying, you know what, today or once a month in our team meetings, we're going to use this time to focus on us as a team and share more about ourselves as individuals and really connect.
It sounds like something that leaders and managers might need to work at regularly, but the rewards could well be worth it.
It's almost like a credit in a bank, or a jar. Every time you acknowledge them or support them, you put a coin in the jar. The jar keeps filling and filling. The jar doesn't fill overnight, but it is filling incrementally. And when exceptions need to be made, it's not going to be catastrophic because the foundation of trust and mutual respect and an ability to listen and ask questions and care, that's already there.